Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Bright. This is the Bright Show Podcast Boxing, and this is the final prediction for Eubank Jr versus Conor Benn, the rematch. And guys, I have made my decision. I think this fight ends totally differently to how it ended in the first fight. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I said that and what I mean by that. But before that, we need to discuss a few things that has happened during the fight week that I think will have a massive impact on the way this fight plays out and how this fight ends. So what we've seen this fight week is Chris Eubank Sr has come out and he's still banging on the fact that his son should not fight at 160. We saw him on TalkSport, we've seen him on many other platforms, and he's still singing the same song. He's still serious about the fact that this is a dangerous fight. And of course, the conversation about the rehydration clause has become another conversation which happened during the first fight, which is happening now. But the difference is, because Eubank Jr fought at 160 in the first fight, it is not so much about can he do it, it's about will he be able to perform at the level that he did the first time. Because guess what, Eubank Jr is a few months older, so 6 months, which the body does not get younger. As a fighter, as you cut weight, as you make weight, as you grow older, your body is not the same. And every time there are months and months or weeks coming on as you grow, your body adjusts to that. And so Eubank Jr, will he be able to adapt to the weight cut? Will he be able to, fight at his optimal performance at 160? It is yet to be determined on the night, and we will see how he deals with that. Now, what is the difference between what Eubank Jr will be facing now and how he felt previously? There's a massive difference, because previously in the first fight, he didn't know that his father was coming. So he was preparing to go into a fight without his father. And so his resilience and the way he was going to approach the fight was totally different to how he's approaching it now. Right now, in this fight, his father is in his corner. His father is going to be there. So he's going to approach this fight with a lot more assurance, with a lot more belief that he can do it because he's got his father there. And that is something that is going to be totally different for Eubank Jr. And I think is going to play a massive part in the way he fights in the ring. Another thing that I've noticed is the demeanor and the way Conor Benn has been behaving this time around. As you guys would remember, in the first fight or during the fight week of the first fight, Conor Benn was very erratic. He was easily annoyed by the things that Eubank Jr would say. And of course, Eubank Jr used that to his advantage and wanted to talk about the fact that Conor Benn is a drugs cheat and that he lied to the public and that he's going to show everyone and expose him. And that played on Conor Benn's performance on the night. And we saw in the fight, Conor Benn was very erratic. He was very emotional. He was really gung-ho and he wanted to take Chris Eubank Jr.'s head off. And what that did was it gave Chris Eubank Jr a lot of opportunity to land shots, because Conor Benn was making so many mistakes, swinging and just really trying to headhunt and get Eubank Jr out of there. He left himself open. So this time around, Conor Benn is very measured. He's very calculated. He's not biting too much on what Eubank Jr is saying. He's not responding or reacting to things or the little things. I think he's calm. I think he's collected. I think he knows that he cannot lose the second time, because that will be 3-0 for the Eubanks. And if you're a Benn, you don't want to look at the Eubanks on the other side having lost 3 times to them. So I think Conor Benn is going to approach this fight a lot more seriously, a lot more calculated, and he's going to understand that he cannot make the same mistakes that he did in the first fight. And just recently, I made a video where I talked about 3 mistakes that Eubank Jr made and 3 mistakes that Conor Benn made in the first fight that could be a deciding factor in the second fight. And I talked about the fact that Conor Benn was not closing the distance, and also the fact that he was throwing shots that were not landing. And of course, that all stems to the fact that he was very emotional. So I think Conor Benn is going to approach this fight really differently. I think he's going to bide his time. I think he knows that he has to work on the inside, right? Chris Eubank Jr is the much taller, bigger, stronger fighter. So if Conor Benn is going to have any success, He has to work on the inside. So he has to close the distance to be able to come on the inside and land shots. But he cannot be reckless with his shot. He has to be calculated. He has to throw shots when he knows he's in range. And I think that is definitely going to be the way he's going to approach this fight and not be too emotional, just like he did in the first fight. For Chris Eubank Jr., he doesn't really have to change much. But I think that how he's going to approach this fight is the mentality of trying to get Conor Benn out of there as soon as he can. If you guys will remember, after the first fight, he did an interview and he talked about the fact that he didn't expect Conor Benn to be this resilient in the fight. He didn't expect Conor Benn to be there in the 12th round with him throwing and really landing punches with him. And that was because he realized that he couldn't get rid of Conor Benn when he thought he could have gotten rid of him. So I think this time around, given the fact that Bomac is in his corner and Bomac has the pedigree, he has an understanding, he knows how to get the best out of Eubank Jr. He's trained him before in other fights, so he knows exactly how to get the best out of Eubank Jr. and to try and get the knockout in the fight. So I think Eubank Jr. is definitely going for the knockout because he would know that he has to get rid of Conor Benn. The longer Conor Benn stays in that fight, the more dangerous it is for Eubank Jr. because Conor Benn is very explosive. He's got some power, albeit, in the lower division, the 160, once you get hit in a fight like that, in the latter rounds when you're tired, that is going to take some things out of you. So Eubank Jr. would know that Conor Benn is a live dog as long as he's in that fight and as long as he's throwing punches and as long as he's getting chances to throw punches, he'll be dangerous. So Eubank Jr.'s aim would be looking to get Conor Benn out of there. And I think that is the game plan that he's worked on with Bomac, to be able to come in there, be disruptive, be explosive, keep it long, hit hard, and really get the smaller, younger, inexperienced fighter in Conor Benn out of there as soon as possible. So look, I think this fight ends in a TKO, in a stoppage for Chris Eubank Jr. in the rounds of 9 to 11. I don't think this fight goes the full 12 rounds. I think Eubank Jr. stamps his authority early. I think Conor Benn will have some success in this fight, absolutely. But I think Eubank Jr.'s experience and the fact that he's the better boxer, in my opinion, will prevail on the night. And I think it will give him the edge over Conor Benn. I think he stops Conor Benn, within round 9 and 11. I think the referee stops that fight because Benn would have enough. He would take a lot of punishment in this fight. And I think the referee will stop this fight. You guys get in the comment section and let me know what you think about the things I've discussed in this final prediction and what your final prediction is. How do you see this fight going? How do you see this fight playing out? Who are you picking? And what round maybe are you picking this person to win? Get in the comment section and let me know. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys on the next one.